Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPAutos.com, your libertarian car guy. I got a PR email, and I'm going to end up writing about this, and they're probably going to be very unhappy that they sent me the email. It has to do with this company that is committing what I consider to be, and I'm borrowing the title of my book, an automotive atrocity. What they're doing is taking classic Porsches, like 911s from the 60s, gutting their drivetrains and putting in electric drivetrains. So they're sucking all of the character out of a 911, that air-cooled flat six that used to be the crown jewel, the thing you bought the car for. Aside from its handling, was that it had a particular sound to it. It was just like a sort of like you kicked over a log and there was like a pissed off rattlesnake underneath of it. That's the sound that an angry 911 would make as it went around the track. And of course, you know, you had a manual transmission. There wasn't such a thing as an automatic Porsche back in the day. So now they're going to make it also heavy, because by definition you can't make a light EV, at least not an EV that has any kind of range, because of the weight of the energy storage system, i.e. the battery. So, you know, to sum up, you're going to take a lightweight, pure, high-performance sports car that was known for, you know, just those attributes and the sound of its magnificent engine that made it unlike any other car on the road, and you're going to turn the freaking thing into a device. You're going to turn it into essentially a scaled-up, full-size version of the little slot cars that kids play with. You know, you buy a racetrack for your 10-year-old kid to play with, and it's got the little cars on the track that, you know, they have different shaped bodies. Some of them are Porsches, there's a Ferrari, there's a Corvette, but all of them are the same thing. They just look a little bit different. You know, underneath that little shell, it's the same little electric-driven thingamajiggy, and that's fine for a 10-year-old. But God, I mean, they're doing it to these iconic cars. Now remember, this isn't like they're building a new EV. They are desecrating the diminishing number of original 911s that are still out there. They're just taking, even if it's just one, they're taking a classic 911 out of circulation and destroying it, gutting it. I suppose at some point in the future somebody could take the poor thing and rip out that horrendous electric drivetrain and restore it to what it ought to be, but all the original parts are going to probably be gone. You know, everything that was in that car from the factory won't be there anymore. And it makes me angry, and it makes me sad, and I cannot get into the headspace, as that saying goes, of a person who would want to do such a thing. I wish I knew Jerry Seinfeld. You know, Seinfeld is a big Porsche guy, and I'd really love to know what he thinks about it. I'd be very interested to find out whether he's okay with it. Now granted, as a libertarian, you know, you're going to do what you want to do with your stuff, that's fine. Doesn't mean you're not a vulgarian and a douchebag for doing it. You know, I've cringed just at people who take classic muscle cars, particularly made by brands that don't exist anymore. For example, I've got a Pontiac Trans Am from the 70s, and some people will take a car like that, or GTO, and rather than restore the original Pontiac drivetrain, which was not a Chevy drivetrain, they'll put a modern Chevy, they'll drop an LS in it. That's like the cliche thing that everybody does now. Oh, you know, it's so much faster now. Look how quick it is. Look how... I don't give a shit. Why would you give a shit? The whole point is that it used to be something that wasn't like everything else. I've got nothing against the Chevy LS or the small block Chevy. I've owned Chevys. They're great cars. The Chevy small block is a brilliant engine. It's not the point. You know, when I raise the hood of my Trans Am, I see that 455 Pontiac. It's a different engine. It's just part of the personality of the car. And why you would mutilate a car like that by doing that to it is just, it's utterly beyond me. Anyway, I'd love to get your thoughts about this, either here on YouTube or over at EPAutos.com, where you'll find all of my columns and other videos and things. I should be on David Knight's show today, by the way. Today is, what is today? Tuesday, the 29th, and I'm going to be on with him today, and I don't think it's going to be live. We're going to broadcast that later, but I'm going to be on with him today. I'm really looking forward to it. For those of you who don't know, David has been ill for some time. He's getting much better, and he's back to doing his show, so I'm really looking forward to catching up with him, and I'm looking forward to having that interview up on the site as well. So stay tuned, and we'll have more for you again soon.